Welcome back to PresCo. I'm the Business Pres, and we're looking at the daily trend. We've got a few juicy details. Got the altcoin of the day, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. We're going to take a little look at the swing trading, how I do swing trades. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is Bitcoin. Log scale, we've come a long way, as we can see. Now, what's going on with the recent price action? Been selling off since the end of the year, and now at the bottom we're making this pennant. Now this is interesting because this can go either way, right? This can either be a bear flag or a reversal. Now if it's a bear flag, put that there, going down to previous all-time highs. So that's very interesting. It's very interesting, and that is not out of the question, guys. It's not out of the question. The macroeconomics that is going on right now, and I'm sure you've heard on what's going on in the rest of the world. There's no reason why this couldn't play out. So we've got to be careful. But the way I'm looking at this is we buy low, we sell high. Are we likely to get all the way to the top? 70%? Probably not. But if we form a bottom here and push up, we can get at least 10, maybe 15% if we're lucky. Now, that's just the basics, alright? That's just the basics. On the daily trend strategy where we had the indicators, oh, that's still in the 4 hour. We can see some different things, alright? We're coming away from oversold. So the previous high that we were just at, we got oversold. Okay, spent some time in oversold territory while we were making this move to break out of the down channel. And we retested it as resistance, printed a bullish hammer candle. Alright, and now we're in this sideways range I've been talking about. See? So, the way I see it, if we're buying down low here, then that's a good sign, And what the RSI is doing is it's broken out of this down channel and it's forming its own pennant. Alright, so there's no reason to panic right now. We're at support levels. But if we break this area, then it's probably time to capitulate. Because when the bull runs over, okay, we make a series of lower highs and lower lows, except last time it was pretty flat. Okay, last time was pretty flat. So you kind of see what was going on. Oh, touch green there, that's interesting. But yeah, we're making a series of lower highs into this support, and then we broke down, we capitulated. Okay, on a log scale, pays more attention to the bigger moves. Yeah, and even after that, we broke down 50%. Well, not quite, more in altcoins. We could get that right now, okay, even though it doesn't really look like it because we're making similar highs and similar lows. So we could just be stuck in a sideways range. Usually where a sideways range will end up is capitulating before the buyers step back in. So everyone wants to make profits. If everyone can see that this ain't going any higher, then there's going to be sell pressure. So as you can see, we are making slightly higher highs and higher lows. So, don't know yet. If we break this zone, we could come down and test this zone after a 20% correction. You never know, but have to be prepared for what's next. You got to plan what's coming up so that we're not reacting, we're proactive. Because the proactive traders would have sold up here for some gains, put those profits back in here and did it all over again. Whereas if you're hodling, nothing's really happened. You've just lost a bunch of money, and now it's going sideways, so nothing's happening if you're hodling. That's why I'm changing my strategy. I don't want to hodl anymore. The daily trend focuses on this 50, this big blue line. When we're above the blue line, things are great. When we're below it, things are deadly. It's a 40% correction. But again, when we're back above it, we'll retest it. We just made 30%. If we held on a bit longer, 60%. But then we've got to read the chart patterns as well. So right now, as part of the strategy, we're not holding. All right, the easy money is over, especially if we stay stuck in this sideways range. Kind of forces our hand to trade. But if the RSI wants to come out and break above here and touch green, bull market confirmed. That could be the thing that we're all hoping for. But even saying that, if that happens, we'll just play the next pullback and play it again, which means we'll probably break this zone, wait for it to pull back, and then we'll go again. We can paint that green. Green is the bullish scenario. Okay? Now if we break here, retest, and go down, that is obviously the bearish scenario. So that's the three things that could happen. What's going to happen is I don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see. What I'm expecting is we're going to come up and test this range again. Okay, so apart from that, up, down, sideways. What's the probability? I'd say the probability of breaking out is about 20%. Same with breaking down, 20%, which means 60% chance of staying in a sideways range. That's what I'm predicting. Okay? Shouldn't make predictions, you should just read and react. But we've broken out of the bearish trend. So in fact, the probability of going down is maybe a little bit less. Okay? But still, with the macroeconomics, we've got to pay attention to what's going on. The Fed is going to increase interest rates for the first time in a long time. Macroeconomics has changed since Bitcoin has been incepted. So we just got to pay attention to that. Okay? This is the leader of the market, so that's why we're spending a bit more time on it. Let's move over to ETH. ETH is doing similar things. Okay? It's come down, it's broken out of the bearish trend, and now we're going sideways. Now see, it's making a similar symmetrical triangle. However, last time it did it, we broke up. We broke up and we broke high and we broke fast. So, could we expect the same thing out of ETH? We could. It's on the cards. But also, we could come down. We could break down. And we break down to 100, 200 bucks? Probably not. Probably not. That target's way out. That target's way out. We could also measure the triangle. Okay, with breakdown from the triangle, could end up here at the previous lows. That is more realistic. That is more realistic. Okay, could ETH drop another 30%? Yes, it could. Yes, it could. Okay, so similar things with ETH compared to Bitcoin. So let's bring up the strategy. What can we see from ETH? Okay, we see some green candles, some hammer candles at the bottom of a downtrend, right? Now this was the recent weekend sell-off. So nothing too fantastic here on the short time frames. But we are printing some bullish divergence in the 4 hour. If this holds, it could be good. We're coming from oversold, hopefully to overbought. This will give us momentum to push up. With the cross down, we could have the cross up very soon, okay? But again, this is the 4 hour. Looking at the daily trend, we're still under this resistance line, okay? And the 200 is now starting to follow it, and the 50 has already been. So we pushed up against resistance, we made a double top, we made this bottom, we hit the top one more time. However, the interesting thing here is the RSI is making an uptrend. If we follow this uptrend, where we are in the RSI, we're in very neutral territory. If we can push up from here, we can see a big move, especially if we break up and push up towards that green line. That would see some explosive price action. But as you can see, very similar to Bitcoin. Okay, we're on the bottom. I'm expecting a push up. Okay, will we break out of this? Maybe not. We might just consolidate a little bit before breaking out and then coming back down. Okay, this is the sideways option. Bearish option is we break down from here, retest, and push our way down. The bullish option is that we come up, maybe get a bounce off the 50 moving average, push up again, push up again. Do I think that's going to happen? Not really. That's less likely to happen. Okay? Also, we could just explode. Could just explode, bang, bang, bang. Okay, could we get that? We could. With the indicators being where they are, we've finished this bearish move. We're back to neutral. We're looking at what's going to happen next. And pretty much with the market, everything has been priced in. From interest rate hikes to the change of monetary policy to literally the war. Like everything's being priced in. So we could see that the worst is over and we get a relief rally, putting more emphasis on this one. Let's just redraw that. So sideways, putting more at about 50%. Okay, because I doubt we're just going to smash through here. But it's not off the cards. It's not off the cards. Okay, we've come from overbought to oversold. We're probably going to form a low. But we're going to go sideways for a bit. We're going to play within this range. Okay, because there's a lot of resistance. But if we break out of resistance, especially out of this red trend line, then we could be looking good. Could be looking good. I know this chart's starting to look messy. But that's where we're at. We've got this big resistance. And it's similar to the moving averages. So in order to get above that resistance, we need momentum. We need this to start making higher highs. It's making higher lows and it's broken out, but we're consolidating. Still consolidating. So I'm not sure what we're going to see just yet until we break either support or resistance. Okay? XRP usually sells off a lot. Alright, when the market sells off, usually XRP is one of the biggest to sell off. You can see that with these kind of moves back here. You know, it's big long week and then we sell off even more. It's just not doing that. It's just not doing that. And I know why. And if you've been doing your research, you know why as well. The settlements case is about to be over. Alright, there's no way SEC is going to win. They might settle. Okay, they might have a settlement. But in my eyes, that's a loss for Ripple. You know, they got that many lawyers, that much. Then again, a settlement could just work out for them too. You know, so win or draw goes in favor of Ripple, which goes in favor of XRP, which goes in favor of the entire crypto community. Except regulations are cracking down. But I'm very fundamentally bullish on this, and looking at the technicals, I'm also very bullish on this. The altcoin of the day is Ren. Ren is phenomenal. Ren is great utility for the crypto space. Okay, now as you can see, we're on this major demand zone, a buy zone, and we're double bottoming on it. And I had a huge rally off some news. However, we're fighting for this 50. Right, we didn't quite beat the neckline here. So we want to get above that. However, if we pull back and form the bottom, I reckon we could do that about the 618. Okay, so let's get rid of all the bad ones that we don't want to look at. We form a bottom here between the 50 and the 618, which we're testing now. It'd be very interesting. I could expect some continuation, at least another leg up, which could be to resistance 15%, which is huge. Or to the next kind of key area, previous bottom, previous top, it's a 40% move. So look, we could see big things out of Ren. And it did kind of break out of this 50. You know, we're coming from overbought now to oversold, so we could see more of a correction. However, same thing, the bearish move is over. Alright, we're bearish continued there, but look, it's just getting less, printing divergence, and now could even be moving up. Okay, so if we get higher lows out of this, we could see higher highs, and then it's changing the trend. It's changing the trend. Alright. So, if we're going to print higher lows, higher highs, that's a bullish trend. And that's more likely on the cards. So altcoins have been holding this double bottom here. Okay, a lot of these altcoins have been holding this double bottom and been pushing up pretty high, getting to some serious levels. Okay, that could be happening. All right, it's starting to happen with chilies, starting to happen with a few other things, not so much the macro caps, but you know, some of them, not all of them. We're not in a full-blown bull market. If anything, we're still in a full-blown bear market that's just losing steam. Some of these altcoins are really bashing it. All right, quick look at Stellar real quick. Why? Because we're getting bullish divergence. Okay, at the bottom of a down channel. So if we break out of this, could come up to the top of the range, a double your money move. Okay, but there is plenty of resistance in that. We just have to watch out for that. But even still, from here, 15% to the first resistance, 30-40% to the next, and then we get higher and higher and higher. That's probably right there is your ultimate swing, 75%, can't complain with that. However, I don't think we're breaking out all-time highs, not yet, not yet. Just with what's going on in the world, man, things are going too hectic, too hectic. Okay, Harmony 1, could print a W here and push up, I hope so, I've got a lot of this staked. Songbird looks good, Songbird looks juicy, okay, we just made a higher high. Okay, now we're consolidating. If we start to fall off, then it's continuing this bearish trend. But by the looks of it, double bottom, high in the RSI. By the looks of it, bears are running out of steam, especially from the MACD. The MACD's just been coming up to this neutral zone. So the bearish moves have been less and less and less and less and less. That's why I use this indicator, even though we've been going down, losing steam. And after this big bullish engulfing candle, we're just kind of going sideways. As soon as we break out above this blue line, the 50 moving average, it should be good. Should be good. Okay, V-chain, similar things. Ooh, that's great. That's great on the 4 hour. See, all right, moving on to the next part. Swing trades. Swing trades are great. This is how I'm looking at playing the market a little bit more. And for you guys, I'll show you what's going on. 5 minute. No, I don't really look at the 5 minute. Come on. Okay, interesting. So we've been following down this moving average. If we break above it, we can start an uptrend. Okay. Bitcoin. This is the Jupiter pendulum. This bigger one. Okay, this is more the RSI. This big one. All right. We tag red. Bearish. Likely to see a lower low. That happened twice. Okay, first time we tag red. Seen a lower low, 3%, 8%. All right. If you get the pullback, all right, with leverage, these are great moves, What's just happened? We've tagged green. Tag green, we've had a rounded top, okay, kind of a head and shoulders straight into a bearish trend. However, we're starting to tag green. All right, with tag green, we're starting to come into oversold and the buy zone, which means if we put on longs from here to the top, that's 10%. That's 10% with leverage, okay, with 5x leverage, that's a 50% move. Okay, 10x leverage, that's a 100% move. And you're just seeing on the daily, all right, we're in this sideways range. Let's move that down here. We're in this sideways range, now it looks more like the daily. Okay, 25%, but if we're hodling, nothing happens. But if we're swing trading, buy low, sell highs, 20% move, 5x leverage, that's a 100% move. All right, and if we break out, then we get even more. And then we'll tag green again, and then we buy the pullback, and then we move up again. This is how it works, and this is how we make money both up and down. All right, last time we tagged red here, we pulled back. Okay, we can play this a few times. There's 8%. We come up here, this is a double top chart pattern on resistance. After tagging red, what's the RSI doing? Printing a head and shoulders in the sell zone, and then 10%. But would fall through and it turns into an 18% move. Okay, and then what happens? We tag red, we come up into the sell zone, oversold, and we print another top looking pattern. Okay, from this zone to the next zone, it's like a 17% move. We tag red again, we come back to the sell zone. Okay, except now it's getting less and less and less. This is why we kind of need the MACD, because the MACD will probably be coming up. Okay, and then what happens? We break out of resistance, we tag green. Tag green first, we're likely to get a higher high, and we did. We got a continuation. Now we've like really tagged green, we pull down, and this is where we get tricky. This is where it's not always perfect, okay? We tag red just after tagging green, okay? But this little pullback to the green zone oversold, let's give you a nice juicy 5% move. 4-5% move. Doesn't sound like a lot, but with leverage and when you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for these moves, it's really, really powerful stuff. So that's what I'm looking at. Guys, if you want to see what I'm doing, what I'm looking at, and how I'm playing this game, I recommend you join my Discord. Other than that, I'm just going to be sharing the story of the market, telling you what's going on in the charts, what I see, some of the probabilities that may happen. But you don't get to see as much as you would in the Discord. So I recommend you click on the links down below after smashing the like button. Thank you all very much. I'm the Business Prez. Have a good one. See y'all later.